Hey guys.
Hey, how we doing?
What?
Scotch for Dummies plus 2 plus 1.
Yeah, right.
Makes 6.
Scotch 7 dummies.
Are we 6?
Scotch
Seven.
Whiskey in the 6.
What do you know?
Drew was counting down and I got... Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Thursday night. There's a lot of people on. It's been a busy week. We got a lot of stuff going on. Hopefully, you guys can see that we've got a guest on the show. It's
There he is.
Whiskey in the 6.
From Toronto, all the way up in Canada.
International.
Everybody.
We really don't have anything formal that we're going to talk about tonight as far as reviewing with it. We couldn't get on the same page as what he had and what we had, so we're all kind of just trying to drink
There's a
the
lot of
same
scotch,
story.
but none of the same ones.
Which is cool because who knows what you're drinking out there in Scotland.
we need
Which
to
brings
picture.
us to that point, though. What are you drinking tonight? So get a picture real quick, put it up on our Facebook.
Oh, I need to get on that.
That includes you,
You,
up in Toronto, Rob. Let's see, what's in your glass?
I can tell you what we're drinking tonight. Well, at least starting off anyway.
What's in the
That's
glass,
a good,
Rob?
That's a good way to start off. Rob, what are you drinking?
Right now, I'm drinking Tomatin Legacy. I always butcher that name, Tomatin. It's supposed to rhyme with Satin, so I guess, yeah, Tomatin.
Right on, man.
Yep.
You can butcher it. We do too. It's all right.
Holy moly, the freaking comments are coming through so fast I can't keep up with them. So, man, I'm going to apologize
Holy
right
cow.
off the bat and say I'm not going to be able to get them all. Hopefully,
He's not a fast reader.
No, I'm not.
Let me see if I can get a picture without unplugging you.
Yeah.
But
Good luck with that.
yeah, we got to get a selfie for what we're drinking tonight, guys. So
I'll cut you
bear
relax
with
now.
us. We
Be
hope to see
quicker, I
what you
won't have
guys
anything
like.
left in the
I
glass.
gotta flip the camera.
I'm just gonna hold the
There we go.
bottle because I love this bottle. It's like a leg.
All right, everybody say hi. Say cheese.
It's so disturbing.
Do one more. We get Rob.
Yeah, you gotta get
Oh,
Rob back
yeah.
on.
Oh,
Hang
okay,
on.
hold on.
Andrew
I
needs a
don't want to
longer
use
arm. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
You don't have a good selfie arm.
Yeah.
And
there
go.
There we go.
You got
There
it
we go. He's got him.
There you
He's
go.
got him.
Cheese.
Cheese.
That's
All
awesome.
right, we got
There
it.
we go.
All right, that's up.
Got a
Gosh,
picture
I gotta-
of the picture of
I don't
the
even want to look
video
at the
of
comments because they're just scrolling like a freaking.
How many?
So,
Who we got?
Yeah,
How you been this week, man? You all right?
Yeah,
That's a
busy,
great photo.
busy.
Had a lot of stuff going on.
We all have, all four of us are kind of underwater right now when it comes to personal life, whether it's work or this, that, and the other. A lot of that going on, but a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about what's going on with our channel anyway. I don't know if you guys have noticed what we're wearing, Mr. Burnt Toast.
Toast.
Wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse. Drink.
That's right. This is the best one. This is the Scotch
Very
one.
nice.
That would be me.
Just need to get the tattoo.
But,
Call it a day.
Drew, why don't you spin up and show everybody where they can get that, where they can at least
Oh,
check it
yeah.
out. So I mean,
I was not paying attention.
I know at least one person needs to order a marzipan shirt
right?
like
There's a
right
few people
now.
out there that need the Wheelhouse and the Marzipan. I don't know if anybody feels bold enough to wear a Scotch horse shirt like me, but hey, go for it, man. I'm all about it.
Not work.
Gotta own it.
Drink.
You know, in the future, we'll throw some different things up there, whether it's hats or I don't know. I mean, some people have already asked for some different things. We're not trying to turn into a retail store here, but we also want to have some things that
Hey.
make us unique. You are the Marzipan guy. You're in the Wheelhouse. This is our English Burnt Toast man, and I'm a Scotch whore because I just like them all.
He is a work.
But the beauty of that site is that you can put these logos on anything.
Right,
I mean,
right.
you can go on hats, on
iPhone cases, whatever.
yeah, whatever you want.
So, oh
It's
my
t-shirt
gosh,
time.
I have no idea how many people are on here. I cannot keep up with you guys, but we're gonna get to.
I'm trying to keep up with the comments here too, but every time I try to say hello, 30 other people say something.
Right,
How many we got online?
I don't know
so
if we're
far?
gonna
I guess there's
About
worse
30.
things than that, right?
right. So,
Yeah, sure. It's awesome.
We'll start out with what
What's
you
up,
got,
man?
man.
yeah. So, but there's a couple other things I wanted to throw out there and just shout out before we really get into the wheels falling off. But there's a few different communication channels out there that have spun up. We got a Twitter thing going now called a Review Crew. I'm not sure who started it. Rob, you said you hadn't started it. You just got added to it. That's kind of the way I
We're
feel about
added to
it.
it now.
So Montreal, Swami, if you started that or Test Dummies, whoever started it, good idea. Let's get people in on it. Pay attention to it. At least go
Yeah.
out there and follow it.
I'm not sure who started it, but I did change it to the the name to Review Crew. So it was just had all of our names scattered across the top at first.
Yeah, I like the Review Crew. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of excited because if you look over the last year or so, everybody's kind of been on an island and doing this by themselves, and now all of a sudden we're starting to at least collaborate and connect and find out that we got a lot in common. We can really build a lot of momentum. And I sent a tweet to the Twitter review crew that said I see a Scotch conference in the future. I don't know where we're gonna pull that off, but you know,
that'd be awesome.
we gotta figure out a way to do
We're gonna have
it,
to do
so,
something.
I don't know.
We talked to the Scotch Testament guys who got that Chicago or something like that, but we'll figure something out.
Something's
for sure.
gonna happen in the next 12 months. We're all getting together to kill some Scotch.
That'd be a good time.
Well, ideally, since my summer vacation's almost over, hopefully during the March break, because I'm a teacher. So.
That's a good lead-in,
Actually,
Rob.
you know what?
There
Good
you go.
segue, right?
That's a great segue. We wanted to. So, Rob, you're in Toronto. What do you do? How long you been getting into Scotch? You're also into bourbon, I
Whiskey,
believe.
yeah,
You're into
whiskey.
whiskey in general. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. And before you start, anybody that's watching right now, if you haven't subscribed to Whiskey in 6, take 10 seconds, go over to the
subscribe.
channel, hit the subscribe button, come back, and that way you don't miss anything he does in the future. So,
Yep.
all right, Rob, we're going to pass the buck, man. What's going on with you? Who are you? How long you been doing it? Why do you do it? What do you do in your personal life? I don't know.
Tell us everything.
Well, first of all, thank you guys very much for having me. I really appreciate it. I think I've been doing it almost as long as you guys. Probably a few months. I started a few months before, after you guys. I can't remember exactly the dates. I started, I think, about a year and a half ago. Basically, was a huge Canadian whiskey fan. Found out some things about Canadian whiskey that I wasn't a big fan of. I'm from Toronto, of course, so it was a easy transition into Canadian whiskey being from Toronto. Found out some things, like I said, about Canadian whiskey that I wasn't a huge fan of. Moved towards bourbons and scotches and fell in love with Scotch for a very long time. And then over the last year, I've gotten to try a whole bunch of different things that I really enjoy. Bourbon starting to gain a lot of ground compared to before, because I used to be almost exclusively a Scotch snob, and now
Leanne's
I-
breaking that.
I'm loving everything. So
So you're
that's pretty much it for the channel. It's been a year and a half, like I said. Other than that, I'm a teacher by day. I teach elementary school grade 8s, and I also teach kickboxing in the
Shit.
evenings to adults, and that's about it.
wow.
Nice. I'd say that keeps you busy
Do
then.
your students know that you're a whiskey reviewer?
Actually, last year they found my channel.
Look, it's Rob.
No, it's Mr.
I thought it
Mr.
would go a
Rob.
lot worse than it actually did. I don't swear on my channel just because I want to
Sure.
respect my students and their parents and that sort of thing, but I try to keep it as PG as possible.
Yeah.
But obviously, being a teacher and having a whiskey channel, it sounds like it doesn't really go hand in hand.
It's fine, right?
Alright, guys, get your pencils and paper.
Actually, as a teacher, my thought is it goes hand in hand.
So, Swami says you're a professional handsome man.
I think Swami has a one-man crush. He's talked about that at least 10 times that I know of.
I mean, he's
Yeah,
already.
it's getting out of hand the amount that, and I think actually they're just starting to bust my chops, to be honest with you, by saying that. I don't know
What,
if
you mean
it's
Swami
accurate.
busting balls? He doesn't do that, does
No,
he?
not
Never
Swami.
seen him do that.
Oh, he already told me the first rule about review crews. not
Yeah,
talking
he already
about
screwed him,
review
Fight
crews.
Club boy.
So, before we get too far, Leanne, you busted open that creative whiskey stuff that we sent you, huh?
Bam!
Dying to find
Good
out
stuff.
what you got to
Sorry,
say.
say that
good
again,
stuff.
I missed that part.
So, one of our followers, Leanne Rayner, we sent her some of that creative whiskey Isla. It was an 8-year-old Isla, I
Oh my
believe.
God, it's so good.
It's delicious, and
Amazing.
we sent her a small bottle of it to sample and get a taste on
I
it.
wonder if she shared any or she just.
I don't know. Yeah, Leanne, are you sharing that with
She's a
Mark?
good smuggler, so who knows?
But so teacher, year and a half. I think you've got about 150 some videos up right now. I saw you've got about 1,600
I'm
subscribers.
getting a
on
little
sale.
bit out of hand,
Big
especially
rate for
recently with
$103.
this bourbon month that's happening. I've been kind of posting 3 videos a week or 4
Wow.
videos.
Wow.
It's
That's a lot,
it's
dude.
been-
It was 20% off.
What's that?
I said, that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Filming and editing and. Whew.
Can't keep up that kind of
Yeah,
pace.
look, I don't know how much you've watched my channel, but there's clearly not too much editing going on. One take is pretty much all my wife will allow me to do. Spend in the basement. So,
Yeah, we know that feeling.
yeah, it takes up quite a bit of time, but good thing I'm a teacher and I have summers off. So
Nice.
You can build them up.
So there's some talk in the comments about someone going to open up a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue, and so some folks have been commenting on that. And I don't know. We reviewed it. I've got a bottle. My wife bought me a bottle, an inscribed
Some back
bottle
there.
for my 40th birthday. I love it. It's great.
Blue's
I mean,
great.
I think it's a little
It's
overpriced in
clean.
most
It
markets.
is.
I think actually that was like your third review, wasn't it? Your blue label with your buddy. I watched that today.
Yeah, well, you reviewed it.
yeah,
haven't you?
I've reviewed it as well, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to just show Swami this little sample here because he's been asking me for the Glendronach Batch 4 for months, and I keep on forgetting to send it to him. But it's
So
right here. I put it aside.
There it is, Swam.
It may come to us first,
Yeah,
just so you know.
Yeah, so you can smell the bottle when it's empty. Yeah.
Swam's like, he looks even more handsome holding that bottle.
That's disturbing.
I need some Tamdhu. So hey, you want? Can I Jack this a little talk about our review? This
Yeah,
week?
let's talk
Yeah.
about a review real quick. And so, I actually, if someone could go and pull the comments up from that video, it'd be great because there were a couple of good ones.
I guess I can do that.
But you get
So-
a drink.
I gotta have something to drink first.
The short and skinny of it is we missed out on the batch 1 because
Still kicking myself.
Marzipan Man picked it up and then decided to air
I
on
just tried the Tamdhu 10.
Yeah, so he got the 10 instead. But
Oh well, hey! Now before you go busting
No,
my
I-
chops about it, this guy would have been like, "Why are you gonna pay $20 extra
oh
dollars
yeah,
for
that's
it?"
true.
Get-
Andrew's
get
the
this
tightest one. Or Drew,
I might have done that. Yeah.
Andrew's the tightest one of us all, man.
So, but I will say that this was an excellent bottle.
It's
I wish it was
delicious.
bigger. That was my comment earlier.
Yes.
I,
It's like
I'll probably send the
light.
empty home with Mark because he keeps rubbing it and it's making me disturbed.
It's
so
nice.
I think I want to get it off the bar. But
Makes me
it's
feel dirty.
it's a great bottle. It's a hot one. What's
It
the,
is, but it's 58, 59.
Yeah.
58.5.
Yeah, so 58
So I mean,
and a half.
it comes out at you, but it's got a lot of good deep flavors. I really enjoy Tamdhu anyway. So I wish we would have bought the Batch 1, but you know.
So one of the comments I remember reading earlier, I read through them before we got over here. During the review, I had asked if anybody out there had any information as to how old the juice is, because I was really curious. You know, this is an NAS, but we don't know how old it is other than it's more than 3 years old, right? And somebody commented that they talked to a rep from Tamdhu that was saying it was 8 years. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in here.
I heard the same actually that it's around 8-9 years old. So
I
think that's
believe
probably
it.
Oh, it's delicious. It's really good. And a couple of people on had commented up in your neck of the woods. I shouldn't say. I mean, Canada's a pretty big place, but but a couple of Canadians have
forest.
said that it's been released as of this week, and they were going to run out and buy it. And you said you had it in your hand this week, but what happened?
Yeah, I put it down. It was $150 something. I had it in my hand.
ouch.
I wanted to buy it.
Yeah.
I buy most of my stuff from Alberta. I have a buddy that goes back and forth all the time, and the prices are just astronomical in Ontario. So I tend to pick up a bottle. I actually put a whole bunch aside, and then whenever my buddy goes, he brings them over for me. So
That's the way to do it. Yep.
unfortunately, I didn't pull the trigger on it, but I kind of regret not doing it.
Well, the next question is do you think that you're going to miss an opportunity? I have no idea how much of the batch 2 they released, So, I mean, the batch 1's gone. You had it in your hand, and now it's, it's sailed away. So I hope you get a handle on it before it disappears. But $150 is kind of
Yeah, that's a little
a little
salty.
pricey.
I'm gonna say.
that's a kick in the nuts.
It's a good bottle though.
We
It is.
paid. What did we pay for this? 90,
I don't
95.
remember. It was in that.
It was
range.
in the 90s.
It was under 100. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
under $100, but then again, what's that equate to Canadian dollars? So $100 US is what, $1.15?
No idea.
Is it a?
But
Probably.
120 probably Canadian.
Yeah,
Okay.
somewhere in that neighborhood.
So yeah, I mean, it was probably about 115 Canadian, which I mean, it's a good
Right.
bottle.
What it be at? Yeah, right now it was about not 80 cents to your dollar yet. I
He
don't
says to
think.
keep rubbing the bottle; it might get bigger.
If that's all it takes, man. Mark's
do it.
been rubbing it half
I'll
the
do
night.
it
It's
till I
not
go
getting
blind.
bigger.
This That's what they say.
Hey, what's up, Scott?
What's going on,
The
Scott?
Dummies are with us tonight.
Yeah,
So,
right on.
Hoagie
Hoagie
is
is on. Hey, what's up,
Of course
The
he
Hoagie?
is.
Berlin
Peter
guy.
White's actually correcting me. It's $124 at the LCBO. So I guess that's probably the same as what you guys pretty much paid.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right in
probably.
that price range.
Consider the
So,
exchange rate.
explain that LCBO. Is it the same price nationwide then? If it's the 124.
So,
if-
yeah, basically LCBO is the a government Ontario
Doesn't
government
smell.
controlled liquor
It doesn't smell.
establishment, and it's spread throughout Ontario. You see LCBO signs in every city of Ontario, sometimes 2 or 3 of them, and basically it's the same price anywhere you go in Ontario, but Quebec, has something very similar called the SAQ, also run by the government,
wow.
but their prices tend to be a bit less. Alberta, for whatever reason, is one of the few provinces that are not run by the government. Their liquor is not run by the government, so they are able to be very competitive with pricing. And that's
Sounds to me like you need to
something we're very
move.
jealous of here.
How far of a move is that for you?
It's substantial. It would
Oh.
be,
Yeah, it's a long way.
probably the distance between here and Florida almost the same.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's not
Really?
like
Holy
not
cow.
like New Jersey and.
But is the
Massachusetts.
weather better like it is from there to Florida?
No.
Actually, in Toronto is probably one of the better
Right.
weather areas in Canada, I guess you could say.
It's only frozen 4 months of the year.
Yeah,
Completely frozen.
I don't think Toronto's that much colder than.
Yes,
no,
Lee.
than-
Hoagie did just celebrate a birthday. We're going to ask him what he drank for his birthday. Hopefully
Yeah,
it
because
was
I'd be
something
curious about
good.
that.
Kubokin.
But anyway, so we're
Switching
we're
over to
moving
a
on to
smoke.
some other stuff. I had a couple other things that
That's good.
I
You got me
did a
turned
little
on to
research on before tonight
Right.
just to talk about if we needed a little bit more. But
Yeah.
I had the last couple live shows we've done a trivia, right? And I get kind of knocking my head around on what kind of trivia question to ask them. So Rob, if you've got a good trivia question we can throw out to everybody watching, I'm game. But because the one I've got's kind of a trick question, it's kind
We
of
could do a
stupid.
hockey one. He needs a hockey guy.
Oh, he is a hockey guy, and you know what? If you ask a hockey trivia question, Swami's not allowed to answer.
That's true. I can't answer Swami.
Swami
Yeah.
and both Bubba and the Beard are big hockey fans. So
Really?
if they're watching right now, they'll know the answer probably too.
Well, and I think
If
the
you
hockey.
want me to come up with a hockey question, I can do that. No problem.
You're
Yeah.
in.
Do it up.
You're on, dude.
Well, isn't the hockey
So what-
off season like 2 months? I mean, isn't that like they just run all year
Well-
long?
Yeah,
So we need to
preseason
get a bottle
starts
thing
in
here.
September, but the actual season will start in October.
I'm gonna show that.
All right,
So
so
here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna basically you're gonna come up with a question. We
you
have
go.
these bottle hangers that we made, and so we give one away each week. We try to.
By we mean Andrew.
yeah, and so if,
I
if
just
you,
mailed out 2 today.
I was
so,
gonna say
yeah.
if you're owed one and you haven't got it, it's Andrew's fault.
It's all my fault.
It's in his
It'll be there in
wheelhouse.
3 days. Monday.
Wheelhouse,
Yeah,
drink. It's a drinking game, by the way. If you hear warehouse, you gotta drink, Rob.
Cool, I'm done.
So anyway, so we have a question. You answer it. You answer it correctly. The first one that answers it on the chat live stream here will win this fancy, cool bottle hanger from Scotch for Dummies.
Handmade by Scotch for Dummies.
Yep. So if you want to come up with a question,
Well, we have one. We have a suggestion
we have a suggestion.
Alright.
for a question.
I have an easy one,
From
but
Tamar.
Oh,
Tamar
yeah.
asks, how long does it...
fan, they probably won't understand.
Tom does have a good question for you. He wants to know how
Sure.
fast your beard grows after you shave it. How many days?
By 3 o'clock.
I'm a chia pet. Like, no joke. I'm
I'm a
literally
chia
a chia
pet.
pet. Like, if you watch the beginning of this month, I had no beard whatsoever, and
I mean, he shaved this morning, so, you know.
Hey, shave this morning. all right. All serious aside, come up with a question if you want one. We'll go with that.
Go.
All right. Who was the Leafs' first overall pick in the last 5 years? The first overall pick. There you go.
Wow.
I got
That sounds
nothing.
hard.
I have
That sounds
no
hard
clue.
as
I thought that was easy. Oh, the Leafs?
Yeah.
Right.
It's,
Maple
it's
Leafs.
easy if you're a Leaf fan. It's easy. Swami knows it for sure.
Swami knows it for sure. What about the whale, Hartford?
Scott,
Hartford Whalers.
Scott,
Go Whalers.
Personally, I'm not in on the football pool just because I know very little football. My brother tries to rake me in and
You don't
steal my
have
money
to.
every year.
You don't have to. You just draft your guys and just make sure they're not on bench and they're by, and you're good to go.
Usually
man.
the person that knows the least wins.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Usually
The problem
auto
is
draft
the
wins.
micromanaging is what kills me. As you can tell, I don't edit very much. I'm trying to spend copious amounts of time on the computer. So it would,
Well, you're a good man for that. I'll give you that. All right. So do we have a question? Do we have an answer here?
I don't see
Kid
anything.
from Arizona. That is not
The kid from-
acceptable.
What is the
Peter White-
1993?
Peter White, if he gets the name, but he's right. It's a kid from Arizona.
Oh, he's on the way.
Oh, here we go. No Google now. You can't Google.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of integrity
Hey, look,
amongst
it's
the
here.
Damn right.
Absolutely.
We trust you.
Unicorn. That's it.
Unicorn.
Unicorn, that's for sure.
By the way, Dram Dude, I just put yours in the mail today. It's on its way. 3 days. Probably Monday.
You earned that one.
Give or take.
That's a good one.
Oh,
There you go.
do we have an
Awesome.
answer?
Damn it, Swami.
Steal the show. You have to say it.
You just couldn't do it, could you?
Everybody else was taking too long, probably.
He's like, I
Damn,
can't do it. My
Swam.
fingers are tight anyways.
Fred Garvin?
Fred, who was it? Was it Austin Matthews?
It's Austin Matthews, yeah. He's a kid from Scottsdale, Arizona. Drafted
I say we
first
give it to
overall.
Peter White. See, he was the first one closest without Swam freaking coming in, swinging his.
That's like my son and daughter battling. Okay. So and so. What's the? My son comes in and goes, bam.
Well-
Here's the answer. I'm like, I asked
Well,
her.
Jim
not
came
you.
in with the. Jim did come in with the answer, but. You know,
Lee Hansen, Shaquille O'Neal.
Keep drinking that
Yeah.
bottle.
Maybe we'll.
I think Lee deserves an award just for that answer.
Oh man.
You know what? We'll drink Wheelhouse.
Yeah, we'll all drink with that.
How's a guy that grew up in the desert learn how to play hockey?
Oh my gosh.
They got
that's
ice
funny.
skating rinks.
They got these things.
Sand hockey.
Refrigeration, it creates ice. And
Maybe we'll send one of these to Swami if he promises to feature it in his videos.
There you go.
Oh,
I
I
say
like
we
that
only
one.
send it to him if he braids it into his beard. That's what I say. Who can
Maybe
braid
that's the
it?
next thing we give away, a bottle that's
Maybe
most
that's
creative.
Right. So, back to the trivia question I had. It was a trick question because as I was reading on the industry tonight, I
You
found
do
a
two of
couple of
them?
articles, and no, it's not a question because it is kind of stupid.
It's part of his monologue.
Yeah, there was an article I read, and the title of the article was, "What's the difference between Scotch and whiskey?" And I just kind of, my jaw hit the ground, and I wanted to reach in and
Scotch,
smack
whiskey?
the author upside the flipping head and say it wasn't Scotch whiskey. But I was going to ask everybody out there if they know what the difference between Scotch and whiskey
Ooh, we can
is.
get a whole case.
Ooh, I want some of that. So, what do you
Yeah,
think
well,
about that, Rob?
Liquor store that I go to up in Chicago.
So that's a legit question?
It was an
I guess
article
You're
written.
going up
Somebody wrote an article about the difference between Scotch and
Denny's?
whiskey, and I tried to read it
They're all
until
over up there.
they finally referred to
That's where I
Scotch
got
as
Oh,
Scotch
right.
whiskey, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, there's your answer, you frickin' moron. It's the same thing. I mean,
You say that, but somebody got paid money to write that article.
exactly. This guy published an article, and
So
I just want to know who's paying money because I'd be willing to write stuff like that all day long.
all day long.
No kidding.
What's the number one song right now on Apple Music?
I don't know, what is it?
It's Silence. It's 10 minutes of nothing, and people are buying it for 99 cents.
No
are
shit.
you kidding
Yes.
me?
And the song is called A Good Song. So that when you plug it into your car, it
It's
will be
the
the
first
first
one.
song that will play, and it allows you to have 10 minutes of silence before your music.
That
And
is
that guy
awesome.
is sitting somewhere
You know,
on the beach.
Bacon
The only thing
bang.
would be better than that would be underscore A.
There you
A
go.
tech guy knows these things. He has
Oh
Wow.
my god.
People are buying that.
No, but the interesting article I found online tonight about what's going on in Scotch is that supposedly a couple of chemists, scientists, as the article called them, they got together and they proved why.
Star scientists. I know.
why
I was getting a
Scotch is
dirty look
whiskey.
from behind.
I
Like
know.
Scotch is whiskey.
Right.
Chemists are scientists.
Why,
They're not scientists.
It's scientists. Do you call yourself a scientist or a chemical engineer?
science. Scientists.
Really? Ah, so screw you.
You know what
You're
I
no
call him?
chemical
I feel like
engineer.
that's fake.
How about
I know,
that
man.
for your
I
wheelhouse?
know.
Wheelhouse.
I got nothing but respect for you, man.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
What is your diploma?
Biochemical engineering.
All right, so
Biochemical
So
engineering.
if you're
doesn't say
just
much.
joining
Not
us,
scientist.
So yeah, let's finish what we were talking about. The quick article said something about they proved why Scotch is better with water. What actually happens at the chemical level
should
when
I
you
put some
add a
water in
splash of water, and what it does to the ethanol in the liquid, and once it gets to a 27% ABV, it bonds with some other chemical in the juice, and it releases aroma, which that's what we all refer to as the whiskey opening up, right? So I don't know if you believe that or not. I read it and thought, oh, that's kind of interesting. But anyway, enough of that.
I'll explain it next week.
We'll put the whiteboard up. You can go through the chemical modeling.
Yeah,
I can argue with science.
I can do that.
After the live
So,
feed, he's gonna come on.
anyway,
Gonna have
if you
goggles
just
on,
joined
a
us, I have no
lab coat.
idea how many people's on and how many people's not. You'll notice that back in the TV behind us, we got this Canadian guy back there with a sexy beard. It's Rob, Whiskey in the Six. You know, Rob, you never did explain the name of the channel.
yeah, how
So
did you come up with
Whiskey
the
in
name?
the Six, where's that come from?
Okay, so I'm sure you guys have heard of the rapper Drake.
Oh yeah.
All right.
No?
So
No.
So Drake is obviously from Toronto, and he nicknamed Toronto the Six. There's arguments that say that the name has been around before that because Toronto is 6 boroughs. There's 6 parts of Toronto.
Okay, that makes sense.
So Whiskey in the Six basically is whiskey in Toronto, essentially.
Excellent.
See, I just learned something. I'm done.
So are you saying you like rap music?
Bart thought it was a military term, Whiskey in the Six.
So did I.
Watch your six.
So did I. I mean, I'm with Bart on that.
But you thought chemists weren't scientists, so.
Chemical engineer, whatever.
Yeah.
Turn it.
Whatever. Alright, so what's going on back at the comments? Holy moly, they're flying way too
Well, I
fast.
want to do a shout out to Mark, my guitar player, Mark. He was supposed to come over tonight. He didn't come over. But he's on there. I want to shout out to him. I want to shout out to Harry. You know, we haven't seen Harry in a while for a while.
No, we have not.
He's
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
Nerd,
so
good to see you.
Good to see you.
Harry's telling me to tell you guys to start drinking some rye.
No! Harry, no!
Actually, believe it or not, I'm having rye on Monday.
Why?
Will you plan it?
If you
Yeah,
haven't
well, it's
tried
one of the
it, though,
drinks for the Eclipse.
I recommend Lot 40.
Well, I don't know
Which
what I'm
one?
drinking. One of my distributors is bringing over some stuff for us for the Eclipse. We're having a big Eclipse party at work.
I may be there.
Actually,
You
I think we
guys,
would
you guys
fit
do
too.
work.
Yeah.
I get to watch the sun go behind the moon. That's my thing.
Just
on
don't look
Monday.
directly into it.
Just look
My
right
eyes are burning.
I'm gonna be busy selling drinks to people who are there to look directly into it.
Well, we're only going to get 92% coverage here.
If you
So.
if you drink enough, you don't care if you're wearing the glasses or not.
Nah.
Yeah, actually, my daughter said that, hey, they're going to let us out of school. Can we get some glasses? So I looked them up online. They're like $10 to $50 a piece, and you got to buy 10 at a time.
Hey, did you
That's
know that there's a
BS.
guy selling silence on
Right.
Apple?
Seriously.
It's
So,
the same damn
yeah.
thing.
I'll
I had
sell you
somebody
some
ask me if they were
swampland
the good kind of glasses and not the recalled kind, and I said
No.
Yeah, no problem.
they're
man.
free. What do you care?
They're not
I got a whole freaking pocket full of them right here. Your choice. You want some
$10
gold
for the
plate?
ones that don't make you go blind.
Did nobody know how to make a pinhole camera anymore?
No.
We ever
Yeah,
did
I
that
can't
as
do that.
kids?
Yeah,
Do
there's
you
all kinds
think
of stuff on
do
there.
you think
Zero
drunk
bucks.
people have time to make a pinhole camera before they come to a
So,
bar? No.
Rob,
I can tell you no.
Swami's really busting your chops. He said Whiskey in the Six was because you spent 6 hours a day on the beard.
Oh my God.
Hey, the hate is gonna hate, Swamp.
Very good. Very well played.
So let's check out our picture and see what's going on here.
Yeah,
the
what's
chat
going on over
posted?
Facebook and see who's posted that. You know, the last couple
So
weeks.
Mark did get some of that.
No,
Pretty
Mark
whiskey
got some
company.
of the CWC.
Yeah, good
what
for
number
him.
Chad
Cigar malt.
Adams is drinking the cigar malt. Dalmore, nice.
We still haven't reviewed that one.
You
No,
We don't have it.
Rob, you're gonna take a selfie and post it on our channel for us, bud.
He did. He's in ours.
Well, I don't see him on.
He's not on Facebook. He didn't post it.
I gotta do one. I just don't have. I'll
You
have
don't-
to.
you don't have a
It's on his
camera
phone.
for
me.
It's on his phone, yeah.
He's right there.
Maybe I'll just take a screenshot with this thing.
All right,
He's
that'll work.
included in ours. That was the whole point. You guys can't.
Yeah, that's
come
true.
on,
You can
man.
do it later after the show.
He is on ours, too. That's true.
Hey, where'd that
I don't want to
two-
mess
two
anything
men
up. I
go?
probably will. I'm
What
not
the-
You don't want to
happy with
disconnect it.
technology.
Where's that Kubokin?
What
Right
could
here.
Bogan?
Back there?
If you want it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great. Hang on a second, guys. Stand by.
Man,
I
I'll come
opened
over
this,
to your
this
bar.
legacy on
There's plenty of that.
What you got going on?
I opened this Legacy about 3 months ago, and I wasn't impressed the first dram I had, but
Send
it's
it down.
sat for a while, and it's so much better right now.
Really?
Well, I was gonna say you're more than welcome to send it down.
So what's the deal with that bottle?
Yeah, what's going on?
Actually, what's that?
What's the deal with that bottle? What's special
Sorry.
about it? What's special about that bottle? Why is it legacy?
It's called something else in the States because they had to change the name because of legality reasons. So this is the Duarcus I forget. Somebody write it in the comments below. I butchered that for sure, but it's the Legacy everywhere else. It's the cheapest Tomatin. So this one is about $40 Canadian, which I'm sure it's 35 to 30 there.
It's 28 online.
Yeah.
20 US dollars.
So, really good stuff. I haven't had a bad Tomatin. I thought this might have been the one that I wasn't going to like. And then, like I said, I'm drinking it tonight and it's tasting very nice. So, it's cheap. It's not like the rest of their stuff where it's bottled at a high ABV and it's chill filtered. It probably has a little bit of added color because they stated on the rest of their bottles that don't. But it's good stuff. For that price, you can't go wrong for a single malt.
No, they can put some color in there for that. That's fine.
I'll say, one of our first reviews, 3, 4, or 5, something like that.
God,
Tomatin. I
smells
think it was the 10 year?
10,
It was the 10 year. We weren't that impressed with it, to be honest with you. I'm sure that's probably the same range as what you have there, but the Cubokin and a couple other ones we've had lately are amazing. Really
I just poured that Cubokin, and
I tried the 12 for the first time, and I was shocked at how good it was because I was expecting garbage because I've never heard of it before, to be honest with you. But
And their prices are pretty reasonable for what you get. I like Tomatin. I think they're good.
I do too, and we just toured their distillery about 2 months ago, and since then they've released the 1972.
Yes, they have.
Like the Kraken?
It was kind of funny because I was there in the live video that we shot there. Mark and I were there.
We're in the Dunnage house.
And we were looking at the barrels, and there was 1971, and then nothing, and then 73, and we were talking about stuff. I'm like, what happened to 72? And the guy was like, well, it's somewhere. I'm not sure. We didn't know. And then, a month or two later,
boom,
bam!
it's bottled, and here it is, and it's going for what, $2,000 a bottle?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knew what was.
Drew could only afford one.
I can only afford one. Thanks to Andrew. He's buying it for me for my birthday.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Somebody's got to.
I love those scientists.
Wow.
I don't know where you're going with that one.
Well, time to come off the rails. We have some
Rails are coming off, Rob.
Wolfburn?
Yep.
All right.
So, do we have Wolfburn?
So what's
have you guys
We don't have Wolfburn.
Double Black?
Have we
There you go.
Have we had it yet?
Have you reviewed the Johnny Double
No.
Black?
Oh yeah, we did a long
Yeah, we
time
did.
ago. Yeah, so the story behind that is when Johnny Walker released that, it was limited release only, and I looked all over the states,
now I
couldn't
see it
find it.
all
There was
the
like one liquor store in D.C. or Baltimore or something like that, and I'm like, shit, I'm not going all the way to Baltimore to get this bottle. Well, Andrew has to go to Japan for work that year, and comes home, and for Christmas, under the Christmas tree, my wife's present was a bottle of Johnny Walker Double Black. I'm super psyched. It's the big bottle, and I'm coveting it like I'm never going to get it anymore. And then those bastards go and just freaking release it, globally. And so now I've gone through a couple bottles, and it's good. It's different.
The U.S. because they actually didn't release it here.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty readily available now in the U.S., so it's not anything special. I mean, I like it. It's different than black. I can't say I drink it that often anymore. I used to be a huge Johnny Walker fan, and anymore we've gotten into so many other scotches.
I still like them a lot.
Yeah, I like them.
It's not something
there's
that
just so much more.
It's more of a go-to, like, okay, I'm gonna have a glass of scotch tonight. I don't feel like drinking the really heavy stuff. I'm just gonna go with this because it's cheap and easy and it's decent. That's kind of my thought. I have a brand new bottle of blue that's I haven't opened. I'm probably not gonna open for a while. It's great. I love it, but it's more of a shelf thing than anything else.
Yeah. It's a crowd. Johnny's a crowd pleaser in my opinion. It's something most people like. Nothing that's gonna wow you. Or, you're not gonna go crazy for it unless you're spending $300. Or well, actually, it's a lot cheaper for you guys. The blue, but.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Have you tried the 21, the XR?
No, I don't.
Johnny XR?
XR 21. Yeah, it's a 21-year-old.
I saw it, but
travel retail only, I believe.
Yeah, I looked at it the last time I was in duty free. I can't remember how much it cost, but I know it was more than I was willing to pay. I think it was when I was coming home from Cancun. I saw it and I'm like, well, what the hell is this? And then I put
We
it
also
down.
had one too that you brought back from. Was it the Travelers Edition or something? What was that one?
Yeah,
the
the
Spice
Johnny
Road.
Walker is the Travelers, and they had the Spice Road, and they had the
Right.
Gold Road, and they had a couple other roads.
It was okay, but
That was
nothing
travel retail
special.
only, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was okay. That 21 sounds interesting though.
Yeah. So and
Nice.
Rob, how do you compare the black to the double black? How much deeper do you think the double black is from the black?
Good question.
Are you familiar with it?
I literally just opened it, so I'm gonna take my first sip. So I can
Oh.
Well, you know what? So you're on the spot.
wow.
Give us a review right now for all
All
our
right,
fans out
Whiskey
there.
in the 6. Here it goes.
It's a quick-
Johnny Walker,
quick
double
taste.
black. And go.
So, you can tell there's some Isla whiskey in this because it's a lot more peated than
Yes.
the standard Johnny Black, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And it's the type of peat that you get from like an Isla
More
type whiskey.
more earthy and yeah, I agree.
Exactly. That dirty peat, like
Mhm.
in a
I
good
like
way.
it.
In
I
a
like
good
it.
way, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He said dirty Pete.
Dirty Pete. Hey, no, Scott, don't tell Bart. Dirty
Yeah,
Pete.
don't tell Bart, Scott.
Lemon.
Because
I
Bart-
hope my mom's not watching.
no, it's not your mom, just your students.
No.
Hey, we're not like swamming. We're
Well,
not that bad. Every once in a while, Mark will let
hopefully
one
are in
go.
bed by now. So.
Well, and it's funny because we were talking to Scott Chess Dummies, and they were saying that who's it?
Good call, Telex.
He likes the 10-year-old Pete.
Oh, it was Bart. Yeah.
Bart
was like,
preferred-
yeah, I love the 10-year-old Pete. And we're like, dude.
I mean, he stood by it. He,
really
he, you know,
not.
he said
He
it
wants to
like
get a
other
shirt that
times.
says, I love 10-year-old Pete.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could get Rob
I find
fired.
that, especially because I don't really edit my videos too much, I get called out by my buddies and my brothers all the time about some of the things I said. I think one of my earlier videos, I can't believe I'm going to actually repeat this, but
Good
I
eye,
said
Harry.
Something like it's creamy on the mouth or something like
Oh,
that. It's a big no-no.
Yeah, well,
Man, there's so many comments.
Harry
I
says
have,
he's busting into the quarter cask.
oh,
Nice.
good stuff.
It's a favorite of
How
mine.
much is the blue?
Yeah.
Usually?
The blue is around 190 to.
Depends on the time of year.
It does.
You can get it for $1.60 to
It's
$2.25.
179 right now.
Yeah,
That's-
you
that's
can online.
pretty
price
common.
stuff.
That's about
Maybe
right.
said that they-
Yeah. That place is cheap, man. Jeez. I'll take that place up.
Man, we got a lot of stuff flowing. You're drinking Wolfburn. I think I've got.
I'm still finishing
Wolfburn
Tamdhu.
now.
I'm doing Wolfburn.
You got double black back there, right?
And your
This stuff's so good.
So that we pull this Wolfburn, and this is not the new one now. This is the original.
It's not the Aurora.
It's not the Aurora. And when I poured it,
What, the Wolfburn?
Wolfburn is brand new. It's listed as a
3-year-old
3-year-old Scotch. They age it in Lagavulin casks. I believe it's Lagavulin, maybe Lafroy, but it's aged in Isla casks to pull out some additional peat. And when I pour a glass, it smells like peanuts to me. It's bizarre.
Really?
It's
Really?
bizarre, but then the
I don't
flavor
get any of
just-
that. I get lemon and there's a
Have you had that Wolfburn, Rob?
Oh,
There's a
man,
little
it's
tangerine.
It's a beautiful
I
Scotch.
haven't.
So the
Is
reason
it aged at all in PX casks?
They don't tell you
they
that.
don't tell you. They just
They
tell you
tell-
they're Isla casks.
I think they admit Lagavulin, I think, but again, they're paying for their casks.
But I mean, they're proud of the 3-year-old age. I mean,
it's 3 years old
it's-
and it's $60 a bottle, so it's not cheap, but
Yeah.
but it's
tasty.
light and fruity with some of that
Yep.
peat on the back.
ah,
It's good stuff.
So let me put you on the spot, Rob. So, we talk about Scotch, obviously, and we talk about NES and years and everything else. So what, do you have an opinion on NES? And I mean, we get a lot of comments sometimes where people are like, if it's NES, no way. It's got to be at least 10 years, etc. And our whole thing is like, it doesn't matter. We love both ways. But what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. I honestly don't care as long as it tastes good. Like,
Yep.
it could be... This Octomore right here has changed my perception of what whiskey... If it wasn't changed before, it's changed my perception of what whiskey can be and should be. Doesn't matter what age it is. That's 5 years old, and it's one of the best whiskeys I've ever tried. So,
Interesting. Good.
yeah.
which
I
Octomore
really
is that?
don't think... Honestly, I think with the revolution of, like, the science of whiskey... Okay, using that word again.
That's the truth, though. You're right.
Go.
Yeah, it's all about barrel management, barrel placement, how they treat their barrels, how they're charring them, what they're using inside of them. all these factors are making whiskey better. So if you can make a 5-year-old whiskey that tastes incredible, who cares how old it is? And you know what? I like, these are expensive bottles, and I wish they were cheaper, but they're just as good as some of the 30-year-old whiskeys that I've tried. So,
Go ahead.
What release is that?
this is the 6.3.
Okay.
This is the I Love Barley 6.3 bottled at 64 ABV.
So I just
Man.
saw that. I
They
think
put
it was
Nagel
a
in it.
6.3 at our liquor store still. So now they've got like the 8 or something out now. We've reviewed the 7.1. We haven't done the 6.3, but it was running 180, 160 dollars.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
For which one?
They're not cheap.
7.1?
In Alberta, I got this for a great
Oh, the
price, but
6.3.
in Ontario, they're around
See,
220,
7.4.
230, something like that,
Yeah.
cost-wise.
Yeah, it's expensive. But when we reviewed it,
You're not gonna drink it very fast though either.
No.
At 60.
no,
Right.
and we admitted this is a specialty Scotch. It's not like your standard bottling. They've done some unique things to it to make it a special.
It is targeted
You know
too
what,
to certain
though?
people.
It's
Their
targeted.
taste.
Scott just said on the comments, love the 6.3, and I'm curious now to find out give me your description of the taste in the nose, because Scott's a sherry head, right?
Yeah, it is.
He's a big sherry head, and that
I mean, he
Octomore,
appreciates it. I mean, Octomore though, kick your
Yeah.
butt.
right? So it was.
Scott and I have very similar tastes, in my opinion. We're both big sherry guys. I wasn't the biggest peat fan, and I've tried some that have swayed me. You know, the Ugadal, or however you pronounce that, the
Ugadal,
Arabic.
yeah.
Ugadal.
But this Octomore is literally in my top 5, and it's just
Wow.
because you
Okay.
smell it, and it smells like barbecued ribs. And then
Yes,
you
it
taste
does.
and
Exactly
it's
the
like-
word we used.
Yeah, and then you taste the 6.3, and it's honeyed, and there's like candy elements, and it's super, and you don't need water. It's crazy. It's 64%, but you don't need
Yeah.
a drop of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. We've had a few of those. I'll tell you that, going back to the NAS comment, we started this channel, like you said, like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And we started because we're dummies. We want to educate you guys and educate ourselves and say this is the best dollar for Scotch, etc. And going through things, we learned some few things. But the Wolf Burn for us, when it hit me, that was really the eye opener for NAS, because I was shocked how good a quality that was for NAS. Before that, I didn't really have too many NASs, and
Yeah.
this was like, are you kidding me? This is amazing Scotch for NAS.
Well, is Wolfburn in? I thought they actually put 3 year on it.
They do. Well,
So
so
Well, technically not- yeah.
It's 3 years.
But
Everything
still-
has to be 3 years.
Exactly.
Minimum
So
3 years.
what can happen, and what somebody can
But-
put a 3-year-old Scotch out and have it be good. So who
Yeah.
cares if it's
Right.
freaking what the age is?
Exactly.
But to your point
Right.
about science, I mean, I'm a tech guy, and looking at what we have today, looking at how things were done years ago. I mean, you're talking,
Yep.
multiple years of Scotch creation to today, knowing where we're at, knowing that they're like going, oh shit, we cannot wait 5 and 6 years for good Scotch anymore. We're going to have to try and keep up with demand. They use science. And it's there. The stuff's there to do it.
Yeah.
So they
Yep.
figured out how to fuse it together.
Well,
and
the
make it work.
technology's there to do it too. I mean, look at what Compass Box is doing. There are some independent bottlers
It
out
says
there
right down
that
on the
are
bottom, 3 years.
Yeah.
being meticulous about. You said it earlier, Rob. Cask management.
Yep.
You know, some of those independent
Yeah.
bottlers, your Gordon MacPhail's, your creative whiskey companies, your Scotch malt whiskey
yeah.
side. They're really, really careful about the cask. They're very particular. They pay high dollar for their cask, and they're doing stuff. They're putting better liquid on shelves than the distillery that distilled it in some cases.
Yeah, yeah. And what's crazy is like you'll get those guys like Ralphie who
Get you some.
brag about how great whiskey was 30 years ago and 20 years ago. And
He's over
like,
there.
you know what? That sounds great. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm 30 years old, so there's no way I could ever say, yeah, you know, like, great. That doesn't mean anything to me. You know what I mean? But what does is stuff like Macallan Edition #2, which I'm not sure how you guys feel about that, but that's a great whiskey in my opinion. And I don't know how old it is. It's probably not very old at all.
They're kind
No.
of-
I don't know. We haven't
Sherry.
tried
we
it.
haven't tried
We
it
haven't
yet.
tried it.
We haven't
We've
tried
had a love-hate with Macallan, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
McKellen started this whole show for us, and then we came back to it after we got knee deep, and just
I don't think
They're
we
very-
actually have a love-hate. It's just, it feels like it's overpriced for what you get.
Oh,
It
for
is.
sure,
It
and,
is.
You
and
know?
that's 100% true. And although I will say that the 12-year-old in the States is very well priced, in my opinion. For a
Really?
12-year-old whiskey.
I don't know.
It's like $80, 80
It's pretty
US
expensive
dollars.
here.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because in
It's gone
Total
up.
Wine, see, I don't know because I only shop in two spots in Florida. Whenever we travel to Arizona and whenever we travel to Florida.
Yep.
Sorry, did I say Florida? Yeah, I meant the U.S. Arizona and Florida, and their prices seem to be, especially at Costco, excellent.
Well, Costco's
Okay.
a different story.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not-
We've-
Costco is quite different.
We've heard a lot of different commenters say in different states how, like, even the Lagavulin 16, what was the price on that bad boy?
$55 to $60
We're
on
like,
the long
what?
one 16. That
That's the
pisses.
price. $50 for Macallan 12 sherry in Costco in Florida.
That's a bigger price.
There's
Well,
Yep.
there's some people that post some pictures of bottles
Of
like,
bourbons?
of bourbons in Costco that I purposely went to Costco looking for
And didn't
because
find.
and you're not going to find
Right.
it because they vary because one had actually Stag Junior for like $32 a bottle and they had like a whole crate.
Did you buy it?
That's
all?
great.
Stag,
Like a pallet of it.
not at ours.
Oh.
It wasn't at ours.
Because Mike would have bought
Two
it.
guys walked in and bought that whole crate. That's
Probably. You'd have to.
I turned around and sold it for $100 a bottle.
Well, you get about 70 if you sell it on your
That's still
own.
bull.
Yeah, it is completely.
They sell it at the LCBO for $80, but to get it is ridiculous. You have to line up in the morning. You got to get a card.
I'm not doing all
says you're
that
next in
crap.
line. It's stupid.
It is stupid.
It's the same here. I was going to ask that question about availability because you shop the Weller Antique, and you can't find that here anymore. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, it'd be all over the bottom shelf.
Eric said McKellen
Everywhere.
is shite.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's not.
I mean, shite.
Well, this bottle right here has only become famous because of Weller and Van Winkle lotteries. Because really,
Right.
it's good, but it's a mixer in my opinion.
It is. Have you Googled the what's that called? Where you mix
No,
30% antique and
Wow, Robert, that's
70%
messed
I
12.
got a bottle of Poor Man's Pappy over here.
Yeah.
Poor man's
Yep.
Pappy?
If you mix 70%, no, 65% Weller
It's 60
12.
12-year-old and 40 of the antique.
Well, I heard 35
Well, there's
35
different
antique.
variations.
Yeah, 35 antique and 5% of the bourbon water.
Bourbon water.
Yep.
Bourbon
Buffalo
water,
Trace
yeah.
sells bourbon water.
So we've
Sure they do.
already kind of said that we're not going to do bourbons because we're got too much shit going on. But if we ever do, it's going to be Scotch for Dummies plus a bourbon guy.
Right.
It'll probably just be the bourbon guy.
Because we don't know shit about bourbon.
So
I'm fine without
I
it.
do.
You guys should do what I'm doing right now, which is a bourbon month actually, and then he can steal the show for a couple weeks.
Maybe,
Oh yeah, you can
maybe.
do the monologue.
Monologue.
Run
do the
in and
monologue.
introduce us.
Yeah.
Bourbon month, I like it.
So I want to take 2 minutes to talk through the Facebook page. We've got a couple comments on there. Mark Rayner's on there. Chad Hoagie's on there, and Rick have posted what they're drinking. Some great bottles, some bottles I've never seen. Hoagie has Jack's Pirate Whiskey number 7. Supposedly it's a 6-year-old Lagavulin by Berlin bottler Jack Weber. So it's an exclusive bottle,
Well,
unique,
we've got
never
some of
seen
that
it.
Jack Weber stuff on our bar, thanks to Hoagie. So
Yep.
we do need to get together with you in the near future,
We do.
Hoagie,
He
about when
logged
we're
out.
gonna do that review.
Oh, that's a cool
Okay.
bottle.
Well,
He
and,
signed off.
Rick Sanchez has some crazy Glenmorangie Madeira wood finish 12-year-old. So there's some crazy stuff going on
I've
there.
seen that one.
Post what you're drinking, even if it's not a
And
full bottle.
we would love to see your face too, or something fun, not just the bottles. I mean,
Yeah.
the bottles are great. We'd love to see anything, but just we want to connect with you guys.
Stay closed.
Mark showed his face.
Yeah,
and
don't
the-
be naked. Swami, I'm talking to you.
It's a family show. Right, bullshit.
Facebook's gonna flag
Dude,
that.
that's a scary part.
Right.
Yeah, Mark showed his face and his fancy Norland glasses that he's
Nice.
got.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, those are cool. We don't have any here, but we've heard good things about them, so it'd be interesting.
So
It's a special news.
So let's talk a little bit
glass.
about what we got coming up.
Oh,
We
yeah,
got, we got
so-
some stuff coming up.
Good call,
We got
good
about
call.
10 minutes left, so.
It is. What do we have? What we've got some more collabs going on. So Whiskey in the Six was kind of the start of about 3 or 4 collabs that we have in a row coming up. I
Now,
believe.
we missed Swami last week. He was supposed to be on, and we couldn't do it.
Grooming
He
his
couldn't do
beard.
it, and then, what did you say?
He was grooming his
You growing his
beard.
beard?
Proven it's good.
Next week we have, it's going to be kind of an interesting show. The Whiskey Dictionary is going to be on. I'm not sure if you've heard of him or not. He's got a big channel.
I just recently subscribed to him.
Yeah, he's really good. He's a good, great guy. He's on our Discord channel. We talk all the time, by the way. But he's going to be on our show next week. But it'll be just these guys because Mark and I will be out of town, I think. You going to be in town?
I'm not sure if I'm gonna be out of town or not. I might be home.
I'll be out of
I
town,
don't
but
know.
these guys are going to do a show without
I'll be
me.
here.
Which
It's
means
my bar.
no technical experience
But-
without Drew, so this will be like
It'll be
sign
fun.
language and shit.
Yeah. Well, Chad's going to come and run
It's
it
all
for
right.
you
Smoke
guys.
signals.
Thank you, Chad.
And we got Swami will be on our show soon. I think it's the week after. I'm not entirely sure.
I'll be out that week.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll have to do it with that Andrew, and then we got a few more people that we want to get back on. We want to do Scott from and Bart from Test Dummies.
Yeah,
We
we gotta
want to
get back
those
together
on
with those
there.
guys. That was what I was gonna do on our rewind segment if we had time to talk about the collab we did with
Yep.
them.
We're trying to get Scotch and Sniff on as well. I haven't talked to him for a while, but we're trying to get him on our show. Honestly, the whole point of this, guys, is just to share the love, whiskey fabric. Really, I mean, none of us are
Right.
making money. None of us are.
I don't
we're,
think any of us got into it for that.
we're not doing it. So we're doing it for fun because we love doing it and sharing with you. And honestly,
Be here drinking anyway.
the point is, if you're at a liquor store and you're going, oh crap, what do I buy? Well, let me see what's going on. These guys say this is a good bottle.
Yep.
I'll buy this one.
Buy
That's
this
the whole
one.
point of it for us as well. So I'm sure Rob will probably agree.
Yeah, I mean, you go to
And I
our.
will say, sorry to interrupt, but I will say that before I started my channel, I would log into you guys and I'd be in the liquor store looking around and like, what the heck am I going to buy? And you guys would be reviewing something and I'd be like, all right, I'm going to go with that.
Exactly.
So,
That's what's
It
about.
worked!
That's exactly
So
what we
that's
wanted.
it. You go to go to our website, scotchfordummies.com. You click on our ratings, and there's a spreadsheet, and it's got over 100 scotches on there now, and you can see, depending on who you like, how it rates.
So each one of our videos, we're consistent with our description. It tells us about our ratings, what's going on. Our social, our Discord server is on there. So if you want to
Yeah.
chat,
Right.
we have a persistent chat program. I invited you. Haven't seen you on yet, Rob. But Scotch Test Dummies is on. The Whiskey Dictionary. A bunch of other guys are on. Scotch Troopers on.
But that's going all day. That's persistent. So I mean, my phone will be going off in the middle of the daytime, and I'll see Telex post something. I'll be like, "What the hell is he talking about now?" You know.
It's just
And then he'll
another,
post 3 more things.
it's just another avenue to kind of communicate. So
Right.
I mean, the comments are great. It's a quick. I want to leave a comment. I'll go away for a day or two, come back. It's there. Whereas the persistent chat is more of a real time. If you want to have a question with
constantly
us,
running.
suggest some videos. But anyway, everything we have each week is in our description, so you can click a link there. We'll post this video. Obviously tonight we'll go on there and I'll post a link to Whiskey Six's channel. Make sure you subscribe to his channel and give him some love as well.
Absolutely.
And everybody else we've mentioned too, right? Go to everybody's channel and give them some love.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think for the most part, everybody that's watching right now probably already is subscribing to those other channels. But if you're not, make sure you go out there and do it because there's a lot of cross-pollination going on, and it's really worth your effort to see what's going on those guys' channel. I mean, especially Rob's getting, Rob and Test Dummies, they all dabble into the bourbon. So if you're interested in that, you definitely want to check out to those guys. I'm not dabbling in the bourbons except for Old Forester. I just got a freaking fight with that bitch.
We may have, we may have
Birthday
sponsored
bottle.
them tonight. We may have
I know,
Mike
I'm
on
gonna
here and
try
do a
to
little
get
show. Give me a little special show. Why not? Have a little bourbon night with Mike.
He's full of bourbon knowledge.
That'd be kind of fun.
You're saying he's full of
Put
what?
him on the spot, like, go.
He's full of
He,
something.
he is also a jukebox hero.
I'm a jukebox hero.
so, of course, if you guys are willing, of course, we'll do the Game of Thrones. We'll geek up together.
Oh yeah, let's throw a shout out to that, Rob. Tell everybody
Go
out
for
here.
it.
So it's you.
Yeah, so actually, I'm going to be doing a Whiskey After the Thrones. I had a t-shirt made. It's pretty
Oh,
geeky.
awesome.
Entirely about Game of Thrones. We're going to go live after the season finale. And then hopefully
make a ton
these guys
of
will be joining me because they seem to be big Game of Thrones fans
Hell
as well.
yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll be on.
I think Swami's going to be joining as well. So
There goes
we'll
the
have
show.
Well, I'm not being on
that
then. If he's going to
we
join, I'm not doing that. Fuck.
There goes the show.
Sorry, wheels are off.
No,
But
so
we'll warn Swami, no Game of Thrones type language on the actual live event, so don't worry.
are you gonna put some kind of shout out? Is there gonna be a notice or something where we'll know it's gonna happen?
We'll do it the way we did it tonight. I'll send you guys the Google invite, and then
Roger that.
hopefully can tune in.
Oh yeah, we'll be tuned in because we are every other Sunday night. So.
Yep.
Yeah, and then this way you guys can repay, or I can repay the favor a little bit, because I really appreciate you guys having me on tonight.
Oh, sure.
Oh, we love it, man.
No,
it's
it's
great.
absolutely. This is what it's all about. And earlier I had mentioned that hopefully someday in the future there's some kind of Scotch. So we're gonna get together
We're
at some point.
definitely
in time.
doing something.
There's gonna be a large meeting with hopefully as many as we can get
Scotch
there.
But, before we do that, October.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, what
Talk
do we
about
got
that
coming
quick.
up in October?
So,
You get
Vine
2
and
minutes.
Tables, the big Whiskey Expo. For some unknown reason, they invited us, which is great for us. We're going to do some live reviews with some actual people just in the crowd. Hopefully we'll get some ambassadors to come over and talk to us, and we can talk to them about some of their products that they've got coming out.
Yep.
But we've got a lot of ideas. We're hoping
Right.
to collab with some people
Right.
and get them dialed in so that they can remotely talk. The Vine and Table, their goal is to kind of show the social side of whiskey.
Right.
And so this would be a great opportunity to kind of get people involved with, watching YouTube videos and being involved in the live shows. To me, you're involved in that.
You are.
You're,
I mean, if you look
you're
at
drinking
our-
what
our-
they're drinking. You can comment. You can interact. You're not drinking by yourself in your house. You're interacting with friends. They just don't live there.
In your closet.
Which is absolutely.
I mean, look at our setup right now. This is a bar, and we want you to come join us at the bar. Rob, you're joining us at the bar tonight. It's the whole
Right.
point of this. It's the
You're-
same thing with live.
And so we're going to show that at the Whiskey Expo. And so hopefully we're going to do a collab with Rob, with the Test Dummies, with a couple different channels out there with some people that are right in the show,
Yep.
walking
that
by
they
some
can
of the
get
whiskey
involved.
goers.
I think it'd be a really cool opportunity to really showcase some of that. Plus, a lot of people don't get to go to things like that.
Yeah.
Not everybody's town, not everybody's liquor store does. This has 100 different booths. I think they have at least 300 different whiskeys, scotches. There was some gins there last year.
Yeah.
Small batch, hand distilled stuff. Really high quality stuff. Ambassadors are there. It's a big event. So I mean, I get to go to stuff like that all the time because it's an industry kind of thing. Ooh. Yeah, don't be jealous, man. I bring home samples.
He does.
But here's the thing, we want to get everybody involved in this, and if you're close enough to attend, it's a really good time.
Absolutely.
It's definitely worth the price of admission.
Well,
And-
we're going
and
to
you
sneak
get
a
to try
couple
some
people in
stuff.
virtually. We're going to sneak a couple people, Rob and Scott and Bart, and we're going to have fun.
Well,
it's gonna be a good time.
Honestly, I think we're kind of on an edge right now too with the whole whiskey industry and marketing, because the old way of doing things, they're realizing there's so much more power in this right here. I mean, this is very powerful. So us doing this is, I think, kind of a bridge into that maybe new age of marketing and connections. So
Doesn't hurt anything.
Nope.
Swami says for your After Thrones show, he's going to dress like the Khaleesi.
Oh, tell him you'll ruin my image of her forever.
I know.
Wow.
All right, so listen, we're at the end of our show. Rob, I'm going to throw it to you real quick to say any last comments, anything you have to share with the group.
It's yours, brother.
It's all yours.
All right, guys. Again, I want to thank you very much for having me. Like you guys said, this whiskey fabric is growing. It's awesome. The whole reason we all started this is to help people out when they're in their liquor store, so they don't buy a crap bottle when they're spending hundreds of dollars. Well,
It's true.
Just basically, I've done it myself so many times. I've been in a liquor store and spent $150 on a bottle that I just wanted to pour down the drain, and it's sad.
Totally.
So
You fell for
that's why
marketing.
we're here. We're trying to help people
Right.
prevent that, and I really thank you guys for having me on tonight. Whiskey in the Six, you guys can catch me on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Just type in Whiskey in the Six and you'll find me. I'm also on Facebook. We can be friends.
We can be friends.
Absolutely.
Oh, shit.
That's it. Thanks again, guys.
Roger that.
Thank
Well,
you.
Thanks for joining the show. Thanks for tuning in. You're doing a great thing up there. Your channel's really kicking ass, and we appreciate it. We follow it. We watch it. We'll be talking again, Rob. You'll be on.
Stay on after the show. We'll talk some more. But
What else we got to wrap up? Is that about all we
Hey,
need?
go
to-
buy some
to
shirts
wrap?
from us if you
Go
want.
check out our t-shirts, guys. We already talked about the upcoming. We already told people we're gonna have Swami on, which I don't know.
Yeah, he just
We-
posted some Glendronix that he's drinking right now.
I'm not sure what
He's
else.
killing it.
That may be risky.
But,
I don't know.
But appreciate everybody tuning in. It's
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
to hang out with
Appreciate
you
you guys.
Hell,
Thanks
it
so
is.
much.
It seems like we haven't hung
All
out
right.
in a long time, so.
So,
Wheelhouse.
Cheers.
Wheelhouse.
I'll
Wheelhouse.
have to fix that.
See you around.
Empty.
Thanks, buddy.
How come we're both empty?
Cheers.
You guys stink.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
It's all about
I'm empty.
rationing.
What's up?